Hello, hello, my dear friends, you've reached Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. She'll help improve your fitness, but there's also so much more. 'Cause here are just a few things that this channel has in store. There's barre and there's Pilates and there's belly dancing too. And many styles of yoga, so I'm sure there's one for you. Then watch her practice piano string from right within her home. She's in such big condition, she'll outrun the metronome. Elena's Barre, Elena's Barre. They're the best place on the internet, the very best by far. It's not just the piano, but the ukulele too. The guitar and violin are even more that she can do. She does so many different things, it's hard not to lose track. I nearly didn't mention that she posts on her Substack. Elena's Barre, Elena's Barre. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. Yet controversial topics may be brought up for discussion, but try not to provoke her or she'll swear at you in Russian. And sometimes certain topics can make quite a big impression. So remember, you take part at your own risk and your discretion. Yeah, Elena's Barre, Elena's Barre. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. You might even meet Elena if you're quite a loyal fan. She's got a fixed male cat, but she's so desperate for a man. We've really got it all, then you couldn't ask for more. So sit right back and watch Elena shave a 3 or 4. Elena's Barre, Elena's Barre. The best place on the internet, the very best by far.
Hello, hello, my dear friends. Welcome back. Welcome to Elena's Barre and the Resurgence of Sanity. How are you doing, guys?
Doing great.
Doing great. Wow. Okay. Well, guys, I'm excited about today's topic. Nick actually proposed it. I don't know how to move us around so that you are here, not leading the topic today. Oh, okay. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, guys, I see women are complaining all the time on social media. Where are all the good men? What happened to the good men? We are awesome here, right? We are perfect, and nobody wants to wife us up. Where have all the good men gone?
Oh, they're there. But many have checked out.
Yeah.
Or they just can't help swiping right on certain men. And they keep getting pumped and dumped. Oh, what's a woman to do?
Right. Are you talking about the situationships that they end up in?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well, I have a lot of different factors I wrote down while you're talking earlier. So
oh, okay, interesting.
I have a question. Mm-hmm. How can a woman find something when she doesn't know what she's looking for?
Well, I think that they know what they're looking for. They want that masculine, traditional man, right?
Yeah, but no.
Well, they say that they want that. What they say and what they do are two different things, guys. We've talked about it many times. But I mean, you hear it from them, right? They all want a traditional masculine man because they think that they feel they deserve one.
Oh, and then they say, "Oh, I want a nice guy. I want a nice man."
Well, because they think that a masculine traditional man is a nice man.
No. Well, okay. They just just want the man they're attracted to be nice to them. So being nice is secondary. First of all, they want the dominant man. Then they want the dominant man to be nice. They don't want the nice guy. So they can't really articulate what they want. They don't know what they want.
I think it's
They'll know it when they see it, but they have this idea of what they're looking for that's doesn't exist.
It's cognitive dissonance.
So
it's opposing two different ideas at the same time.
Exactly. And then what does the red pill say about women and what they say and what they do? There's what they say, and then there's what they do.
Yeah.
They'll say all these things, and yet you'll still see them having a fling or a situationship with a couple different scenarios. Maybe it's a guy with just a broken down car, maybe no car at all, just a mattress on the floor, broke as hell. But hey, you know what he does deliver? He rocks her world. or there's the well-off guy that has plenty of options. He looks pretty decent. He may not have to even look decent, but he's got money.
Yeah.
So
in our
options.
But
she's not his option.
Behind the scenes cell phone chat messaging, I said, yeah, okay, there are three things that women are looking for. Primarily, okay, you could have a different description, but faithful, rich, handsome. That is the criteria. A good man is faithful, rich, and handsome. Sorry, ladies. If you're a good woman, you can pick two.
Good woman. Okay.
Yeah, you can pick handsome and rich. And he's not going to be faithful. You can pick rich and faithful. He's not going to be handsome. You can pick faithful and handsome. Not going to be rich. Okay, now this is what you get to pick. If you're
that's so true.
If you're an average woman, you can only get to pick one.
Oh wow! Yes, ladies, listen to that, huh?
But no, average woman thinks she's an 8 through 10.
So she wants all three, and so there are no good men because hey, the man who has all three doesn't exist.
But then this is why it feeds into the narrative of each man is for its purpose. So one man gives you tingles, right? He's handsome. Another man is rich, beta provider. He pays for your bills. And then, okay, maybe that beta provider is rich and faithful.
Yeah, well, let's use Nick, for example. Nick, I think you're a faithful man. Oh, and you're definitely handsome. So that means you're not rich. Would I be correct?
Oh, I'm definitely not rich, especially with child support and all that other shit. Oh yeah. Oh, and I definitely wasn't when I was a pastor either. I was making close to $3,000 a month. Man, I was living it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you know what now? Because of child support, I basically make the same amount of money.
Yeah.
But at least I have money in my account at the end of the month now.
That's a good sign.
And here's the other great thing, Nick. If you don't spend it, you know it's going to be there at the end of the month.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, but women would say that you are greedy, you know? Oh gosh, for my Anita series, guys, I've been watching some silly videos by women, and honestly, uh I'm struggling digesting all of the bullshit that comes out of their mouths. But anyway, they were saying that if a man is greedy and he's not willing to take them on expensive dates, he's not paying for dinners, he's not doing this or that, and then he's not worthy of their time, you know. Then they measure how much he invests into them with like his commitment, you know. So if he doesn't invest
Yep.
enough into these expensive dinners, then he is not a worthy material, right? They can move on.
Well,
I mean,
well, that was the number one. That was the first thing I wrote down. Why aren't where are all the good men? Well, women are cost too much money.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Oh, they want men to spend money on them, and the men look at that and it's like, man, that costs a lot of money. I don't
Mhm.
know if I even want to spend money on that. Because what do women do on these dates? Not all of them, but what's a common thing? They'll sit down, right? And then they'll like order the most expensive thing on the menu. And if they have like family that or kids or something, then they'll try to order, some of them will even try to order to-go meals for them.
Or even for themselves for later. I mean, so that they don't have
Hmm.
to spend any money on food.
And then so there's the date. Then they want to go on these vacations, right? They want to be
Yeah.
flown out here. They want to go to Cancun. They want to go to Europe. They want to go to Hawaii.
Oh, so
Well,
like, what is it?
a good man should be able to afford that.
Blown out, right? Do you remember that expression? I forgot the third one. There were three things that they usually doing. They get flown out, blown out, and then
So,
something else without.
what you take them to a? Would this work, Nick? You take them on vacation, and you still stay at the Motel 8.
Hey,
Oh,
that's where
it
304s go, right?
doesn't work, guys. She can't share that motel. She will be embarrassed to share
Hey,
that motel with her girlfriends on social media. What are you talking
no, no,
about?
no, no. You're treating her according to who she is, a 304. You take 304s, so what I've heard, it's like a Motel 8 or Motel 6 or something,
Hmm.
and you do the deed and you're done.
Yeah, yeah, so true, so true. Well, but then she wouldn't put out because you didn't buy enough stuff for her.
Well, you
You didn't
if
spend
if you
enough
just
money on that date.
but you know what? The risk of betrayal is a lot less.
Yeah, if you're not rich, she can't betray you for money. You can't squeeze blood from a turnip. So, guys, be a turnip, and then she has less incentive to betray you.
Okay. And on top of that, now once you wife up one of these 304s and say, where are all the good men at? Then she's going to look at all her friends and their McMansions and their Audis and Lexus BMWs. And you might not, as a man, want to spend that kind of money. Yeah, I have a nice vehicle. I didn't get the top of the line. I got something that was practical and what I needed. Probably spent too much money on it than I should have, but whatever. But no, you got to, these women, they look around, they want to have the handbags, the $1,000 handbag, shoes, watches,
Yeah.
latest iPhone, watch. Okay, then all the jewelry that you have to give them. Oh, and you're going to be putting her in a house in a vehicle that you cannot afford. Yet she still might be a boss babe, still might be working, but she sure as shit still can't afford that either. So you're still footing the bill.
Yeah, all of the expensive things that they want. Yeah.
It reminds me of the women in Isaiah 3, right? They're haughty, they have all
Yeah.
these accessories, all this expensive clothing.
Well,
Well, you know
okay.
what, guys? When you don't go out to places, when you don't take her out to places, she wouldn't need to spend as much time and money on cosmetics, on the makeup, on her clothing, on her accessories. Like, look, with the pandemic, we didn't even go out even back then as much. But when we were at home, like it also reduces stress, like what to wear, right? How to match your outfits and everything, because you're not thinking about it, you're just staying home. So
Well,
all of these dates, they cost a lot of money, and then like it increases stress for her, right? And then, okay, if you don't want to be stressed out, ladies, then stay at home, you don't need to go anywhere.
So that's
well,
not exciting.
I can change. I can just cut to the chase and answer this question for the women. Where are the good men? I'll tell you where they are. And I'll tell you when they are there. Okay. The Circle K, the Casey's, the local convenience store, the gas station. Between 6 a.m., maybe 7:30 a.m. That's where they are. You see these young guys coming in, truck drivers, construction workers, whatever, and they're buying their food for the day. Why are they buying their food for the day? Because they don't have a woman at home who packs him a good lunch. So he's in there buying his food for the day. Now, these are hardworking men. Probably don't have a college degree, but they're good men. Hardworking. You know, a lot of those guys make pretty good money. So now, if you're a lower middle class woman, and you go in there and you meet one of these guys, okay, he's richer than you. And yeah, these guys are fit. They're, might have a scruffy beard, whatever, but they're kind of handsome. But, the construction trade, if they move around, they might not be faithful. So she can find two of the three there, even for that lower middle class or lower class, working class woman.
Well, they don't want the working class man.
Okay. No. Well, she's lower and he's above her.
She doesn't see herself as low.
I don't give a shit what she wants. Her question is, where are the good men? Okay. Redefine what a good man is. Go there. Now, for a office girl, office woman, got a college degree, she can go there. Now, as long as she's a 6 to a 7, even a 5, she's not fat. She can get one of those, man, and he'll be handsome. By her standards, he may not be rich, but there are a lot of those guys who are hardworking, moral, principled, even Christian men. So she can find a faithful man who's handsome, but he's not going to put her up in 4-star hotels and take fancy vacations. So again, she can get two of the three at the local convenience store every weekday between 6 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. That's where they are.
Can't they just have it all?
Exactly.
Why should they settle if they can have it all?
Well, are they single?
Yeah.
Do they want it all? Is it working for them?
No. And what are the chances that it actually happens are extremely, extremely low. I mean, I think Myron does like the calculator thing on his show, and he shows the type of guy you're looking for is like 0.2%. And you think you're going to land the 0.2% man.
Yes, she has a shot. Nick, she has a shot.
And no, okay, that's just delusional.
I know.
So if she only gets two of the three things she wants, she's settling. Bullshit. You got the best one out there. You're not fucking settling because you got the best that's available. Anything more than what's available is unobtainable.
Okay,
So
the
you can't,
husband store.
you're not settling for the best available because you can't get something that's unobtainable. I mean, this makes no sense, but in a woman's mind, oh yeah.
So Donovan did a show, and I think Dalrock mentioned this in one of his articles way back. The husband store, where
Yeah.
you show up in a store, right? And hey, we're shopping for a good man, a good husband, right? And they have like 5 floors or something like that, right? But you can't go back down. You can't go back down a floor,
Yeah. If you change your mind,
right?
yeah. Hmm.
We did a show.
So, like,
Elena and I did a show on this.
I
One of
think
us-
so. Yeah. It's been a while.
you
Yeah.
guys explain it. You guys explain how it works then.
Well, let me. It's readily available on the internet. Let me find it.
All right.
Are you trying to find Donovan's video that he did?
No,
No. Oh, okay.
no. I'll just do the first one that came up. Okay. The husband store. A store that sells husbands has just opened in New York City where women may go to choose a husband. Among the instructions at the entrance is a description of how the store operates. You may visit the store only once. There are 6 floors, and the attributes of man increase as the shopper ascends the flights. There is, however, a catch. You may choose any man from a particular floor, or you may choose to go up a floor, but you cannot go back down except to exit the building. So a woman goes to the husband store to find a husband. On the first floor, the sign reads, Floor 1, these men have jobs. The second floor sign reads, Floor 2, these men have jobs and love kids. The third floor sign reads, Floor 3, these men have jobs, love kids, and are extremely good looking. Wow, she thinks, but feels compelled to keep going. She goes to the 4th floor. The sign reads, Floor 4, these men have jobs, love kids, are drop-dead good-looking, and help with the housework. Oh, mercy me, she exclaims. I can hardly stand it. She goes to the 5th floor, and the sign reads, Floor 5, these men have jobs, love kids, are drop-dead gorgeous, help with the housework, and have a strong romantic streak. She is so tempted to stay, but she goes to the 6th floor, and the sign reads, Floor 6, you are the 1,456,000 number and 12th to this floor. There are no men on this floor. This floor exists solely as proof that women are impossible to please. Thank you for shopping at the husband store.
And she lives without a husband.
So, guys, where are the good men?
The husband.
They've all been taken. They were looked over.
There are no men on floor 6.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. It's so funny, but I mean, like women do this. These unrealistic expectations that they have,
Not
unrestrained
available.
female nature, right? It's like previously women were. I remember the times of my mom, even not that far away, right? She was saying that if she was single in the 20s, people would look at her funny, would say things like she's a promiscuous woman and stuff like that. So women were kind of tempted to settle down early, and stay with the man. And then it has changed so quickly, and it's just, yeah. Now these single women are celebrated. They're like, oh yeah, don't rush, don't settle down, especially with your first boyfriend. So date as many guys as you can before you find your right man, right? That's the
Right.
kind
So
of
the good men
message
that they're
that they
looking for were there in their hoe phase while they're partying up, getting flown
exactly.
out, put out,
Yeah.
and pampered because hey, they are nice looking women. I mean, honestly, yeah, that is the peak fertility, the peak good look, peak phase in their life where they're going to look the best, and but they don't capitalize when, well, not saying all don't, but most don't.
Yeah. Well,
That's the best time to find a good man,
they think that they
where you
have
can actually get
options.
one, perhaps.
I was watching another video by one content creator. She's a female, and she was doing fashion and then giving women advice on how to level up. And she was saying that she doesn't have kids. She's married though, but she doesn't have kids because there are other options, right? Women don't feel pressured. They don't feel rushed into settling down and having children. In fact, if they don't want those things, it's like, oh, cool, yes, go find yourself, go do your own thing, right?
So have you guys ever been to a church festival or a fundraiser at the elementary school or something, community participation? They're raising funds for something or donations for the church. And it's just casual and just fun, family oriented. And you buy these tickets. Like that's the fundraiser, like a bucket ticket, whatever. And then you get to participate in certain things. Usually there's a room where they're doing musical chairs.
I remember the game.
So you pay, you use your ticket, and part of this is everybody, used to bake something and bring in like food prices, cakes, brownies, whatever. So there'd be a full table laid out. So you go into that room early and you pay your ticket, and there's 13 chairs and 14 people, and they play the game and everybody's having fun. Somebody wins. They get to go to the table and pick which one they're going to take home with them. Do they want brownies? Do they want that cheesecake pie or whatever? They get to pick first. Then as the night goes on, room still is open until the last one is picked. You're the last one and you win. You got to take what's left. So as a young lady, you're 20 years old. You got your pick. The table is full of options, but you can only take the options that are on the table. Take your pick. And if you go on and hit 30, the options are lesser, but the rule is still the same. You can only pick what's available on the table.
Yeah.
And there are no really no new options and better options being put on the table. So the longer you wait, the lesser your options.
It reminded me of the story back in school. We had the graduation party, and we had more boys in the class than girls, and we were doing some kind of dance. It was like traditional type of dance for the party, and then we had to be broken into couples. And what my mom told me, which was really, I think it was pretty wise what she told me. She said, pick first, because if you don't pick it now, somebody else will pick it for you. And so I came to the classroom, and then the guys were like dividing and blah, 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 who was with whom. And it was a big deal. We are like 14, 15, 16 years old, right? Like whatever, you know. And I was like, okay, I'll be with this guy, you know. Oh no, they wanted to assign a guy for me. I'm like, no, I don't want that guy. I want that one, you know, that I'm dancing with, you know. Of course, he was honored. He really liked me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick him because he already likes me, you know. And then the rest of the girls who were like, well, I'm not choosing anyone. Like they just assigned them the guys, you know. I mean, I know it's not like it's a it doesn't really matter here, but the idea is that if women don't select by themselves when they are young, when they can, they will end up in these situationships where, you know, whatever is left there.
True. Okay. I'm going to go another route. I'm going to blame men for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of stuff. Don't worry. I'll get to the women again. I got plenty. But let's blame the men for a minute. What's wrong? Why can't that night? Why they thought they wanted a nice guy, and the nice guy gave him the ick? Why can't they find him a good man that treats them right? What's wrong with a nice guy, Steve?
He's trying to please her instead of just being the man.
And a lot of times, yeah. And these nice guys, a lot of times, they have no backbone. They're pandering. They are all about serving me, lady. They probably have no frame. No, they're not about their mission. They're so absorbed in the relationship to make that relationship with that person work that, you know, a lot of times they have no concept of their own identity. They don't know what they really want, but they know what they want to get. They want to get laid. I mean, they know that. They might want good making kids, but they'll F it up because they will never make the decisions that need to be made, and they will not tell her no.
Here's one simple mental mind shift. Has to do with the prize. If he goes in with the attitude that he is the prize, then he's not going to take shit from her. And the good women will gravitate towards him. Right. If he goes with a mentality that she's the prize, and I have to earn the best woman, he's going to fail.
Yeah.
So, men, know that you're the prize and dress accordingly. Dress like you're the prize. Oh, what does that mean? Any idea? What does it take for a man to distinguish himself? Elena?
Don't try to please her and
no, in dress, superficially, from across the
dress.
How can a man
okay. You mean okay. Superficially. Okay. Nice suit, you know, like watch, fancy car, maybe. I don't know. It kind of depends on where you are.
These are average places. People don't wear suits.
Average places. Well, then just dress nicely, you know.
Okay.
Well, here, you know, like in order.
Jeans.
Jeans.
Jeans. He just wears jeans. He's a working class guy. How can he distinguish himself?
You want me to answer?
Yeah. Whoever.
Yeah.
Okay. A nice pair of slacks, a nice polished pair of shoes.
Yeah.
And a decent looking shirt that's not a t-shirt. Although some women will go for the muscly t-shirt guy, whatever. But
okay.
Yep, there she goes.
If a guy is a boots guy and he gets a pair of boots like this, and he just dresses like normal with a fine pair of boots. Number one, look at this. It's got a heel. Automatically, he is an inch to an inch and a half taller.
You
He's
did
not-
an episode, guys, on the researchers.
Yeah,
You did an
he's
episode
not
on-
wearing a shitty pair of tennis shoes. He's not wearing these old construction boots that are beat to shit. Comfortable.
Mhm.
It just is. All you have to do is distinguish yourself from the other guys by a little bit. One little thing. Now, yeah, you can go above and dress nicer, but you know, if you live in the country, in the area of the country where everybody wears jeans
Yeah.
and boots or tennis shoes, and
Mhm.
you show up wearing chinos and a nice pair of dress shoes, they're gonna think that guy's gay.
So true.
So,
Well, I mean, if everyone is doing
so
jeans,
you gotta. All you gotta do is elevate yourself by this much and still
but not
fit
over,
in,
not over the top.
because okay, women are uncanny for noticing these details, and they'll
Yeah.
look and see the entire guy, and the guy is wearing the nice pair of shoes. All of a sudden, oh, he might be the best guy out there. That's all it takes, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Even
remember
though
my
it's
husband.
just pure superficial crap, right?
Yeah.
It's purely superficial. But in a woman's mind,
But okay, it's superficial, yes. But if you're wearing a nice pair of boots or a nice pair of shoes, you, as a man, are going to feel a little bit more confident. You're going to stand a little bit taller. It has a more of a structured underfoot. You will carry yourself a little bit better. You will act more confident. Yeah,
my
that's a
husband,
small change,
he
but it
doesn't.
doesn't take much.
He doesn't wear jeans, guys. He doesn't wear jeans. He wears. I don't even know how to describe them. Like, they are not classical slacks, you know, like super fancy, like the part of the suit, you know, but they look pretty nice actually.
Khakis?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know how you call them.
that's what I usually wear. Yeah, khakis
So,
and a nice pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Depending on the area of the country. Okay, all you got to do, if everybody else is wearing jeans and some of them have better boots, just elevate it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Or khakis and a nice pair of shoes, boots. If other people are wearing that, oh, you know what? The main difference is wearing a shirt with a collar instead of a t-shirt. It doesn't take much.
Yeah.
You're not going to look odd, but you know what? You put a collar on your shirt, a button-down shirt, all of a sudden, hey, you're just looking a little bit better. And the
Mhm.
women will think, oh, gee, maybe that's a good man.
Yeah, the button like shorts, that's what he usually wears. If you go out, yeah. He doesn't overdress. I remember he even rented a suit when we were getting married. He he didn't want to buy a suit, you know, he just rented one out. And yeah, I still have my wedding dress, you know, but yeah, it's like when you don't go out much, guys, you really don't need too much stuff, you know.
All right.
So what's
Okay,
the
so
next thing on the list, Nick?
Oh, it kind of goes with nice guy. I guess, like, let's just say they don't know how to talk to women.
Yeah. Mhm.
I was gonna say nice guy, effeminate, no frame, but those kind of all go together.
Mhm.
No game. They don't know how to carry a conversation. They might with a guy, but not with women. So I don't know. I guess what I've seen is men are overtly desperate in their conversation or never talk. Or there's a third one, they just talk weird. Okay. They have no sense of space, they have no sense of a woman's reception of them in that space. And they don't know how to talk with a woman that's because she doesn't think she's not going to carry usually the same intelligent conversation that you would with a man.
Yeah, that's true.
So a lot of times they'll come in and a guy might say they're out. The guy has a couple drinks. The girl shows up. She's with her friends. He might be with his friend. They have a couple drinks. They meet. Oh, but he's all formal. He's all like, "Oh, how are you? What do you do?" The normal routine. Hey, can I buy you a drink? Barely makes any eye contact. He doesn't actually want to play with her. It's just this very, very formal intellectual conversation. Maybe they have some stupid thing about, oh, what do you think about this topic? They have a back and forth. She's bored. You're boring the hell out of her.
But like,
Maybe spike it.
is he supposed to like entertain her?
Well, if
Or
he
is he
wants to talk
supposed
to a woman, pretty much comes
entertain
with the territory. Women are emotional beings. So talk about her. Talk about something that find something that she's really into or excited about, and then tease her, joke with her, spike her interest just a little bit to bring it down. Don't take her seriously. That's the whole point. You don't take her seriously.
Yeah.
Playful banter. Now, if people, well, how do I do that in a step-by-step process? I'm like, I don't know.
I do know.
You go with, okay. I just do it.
Okay. Guys, Nick is a natural at that. After all, he used to be a used car salesman. The gift of gab. Nick's got it. You don't. Are you shit out of luck? No. You need to practice. You need to learn something that came natural for Nick. How do you do that? I can't talk to women. I don't know what to say. You talk to women who can't say no. Oh, what's that? That is every time you check out at the grocery store or the convenience store. She can't say no to you. She is paid to be pleasant. So you make a little comment. You say, oh, you look like today, you're going to see a lot of these women you're going to see on a repeated basis. So you make a note. Oh, you know what? I'm in here every day. Your name is, Katie. Oh, yeah, I see it on your name tag. You know what? I'm going to try and remember your name. And you leave. Next day you come in. Hey, Katie, how you doing today? And she's just happy to see you because you used her name. And now you can have a little banter. You practice on average people. And the checkout girls or checkout women are great to practice with. And now you learn how to talk to women. And you lose your shyness and what can she do? Nothing. She's paid to talk to you. And so you just start out small. Just learn her name and use it the next time you go in. And say, Katie, you look like you're having a tough day today. It's been a long shift. Oh, okay. she'll just start talking. And okay, it's only going to be a 2-minute conversation because there might be a line behind you. Pay attention, but just do that on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, people's names is an important thing when I did car sales. You have to remember their name. So make a note. Don't forget their name, because that giving somebody the name, it has so many connections of, oh, he knows who I am. Perhaps they might think they value me, or I'm important enough to him that he remembers my name. Same thing in car sales. It could be you and another guy, but if you forget the guy's name after you've asked it twice, he's like, man, this guy's just not taking me seriously.
Yeah, and here's how I do it. Somebody told me this. In order to remember somebody's name, you have to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
so this seems awkward. Just say, oh, you know what? Somebody told me something. I'm usually bad with names, but I've learned that if I use your name twice, then I'm going to be more apt to remember it. So I'm going to use your name twice. Hi, Katie. My name is Steve. Next time I'm in here, I'm going to remember your name and say, Katie. So now you said it twice, and it wasn't weird because you actually taught her something and said, this is what I am doing to remember your name.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, now, next time you come in, oh, Katie, did you remember my name? Oh, you know what? You lose. You didn't use my name back to me, did you? Uh-huh. Well, try it this time. Try using my name, Steve, and we'll see if you remember it next time I come in. So there's all these little tricks to building a man's confidence in learning how to talk to women.
But I thought, Steve, with so many female relationship gurus, guys could just listen to women on how to talk to women. No? I know.
No. Just no. Because honestly, you're taking the women too seriously. Women, you probably, maybe you find one that knows what they're talking about, right? Chances are that's not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. And second, you're putting yourself in her frame. You're teaching yourself to actually take the woman seriously.
Mm-hmm.
and to put yourself in the female's frame as a student. That's going to set you up to do the same thing, possibly, when you're interacting with women. And they're just going to get the ick. You're going to be put into the nice guy category. Oh, he's kind. He might be good looking, but doesn't give her the tingles.
Yeah.
So no. Also, don't be like when Steve's saying, don't be discouraged by being turned down. Who cares? What are they going to do to you? Okay, don't do it at work. I'll tell you that. Don't do it at work, because then you'll get false accusations, all sorts of crap you don't need. Do this, or another phrase, I was talking to my dad. He's just like, oh, any young ladies that you're working with? And I'm like, no. I said, even if there were, Dad, what's the phrase? He said, don't shit in your mess kit. And I'm like, yeah. Or I say, don't shit where you eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it won't work out. Okay, so don't give a crap.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have outcome independence. This is probably where most girls get frustrated with me, because I really don't give a crap. So they'll be talking, and all throughout the conversation, I'm like, I might enjoy the conversation, but ultimately, I really don't care which way it goes. In fact, I want nothing. So they try all the harder because I'm just playing back and forth, teasing them. I don't care what they think about me. I don't care. I'm going to do my thing.
Okay. Let's build on that. back at the convenience store. There's a fat woman in front of you. You don't care what she thinks about you.
Nope.
So strike up a conversation with her. So every once in a while, she'll come in there and she's buying a soda or something. And,
Okay.
she'll be counting out the change to make up the whole amount. Say to her, you've been saving up for this purchase very long? And she'll look at you like, what the hell? And then just laugh. And, okay, she might think you're weird. She might go, oh, and you might have a little conversation. Hey, it's fun.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking.
And you don't care what she thinks of you.
Yeah, when you don't care, you are actually having fun. Try to have fun when you are talking to them, you know?
Okay. There was this one time I was in a convenience store. I was doing my thing, getting a few things, some bananas, some fruits, and she was fumbling with my crap. She's putting my clean fruit on a dirty the little thing that the little belt
slide,
brings
yeah,
it down.
the belt, yeah.
And I was like, dang, you're getting all my fruit dirty. And she was like, oh. And then I realized what I had, and I started playing with her. I'm like, yeah, I know. She's like, do you like dirty fruit?
Yeah.
She's like, I know you like it dirty. Don't I'm like, oh shit. And she was smiling and everything, and all the other girls that were in the store started looking my way, and they started talking to me as I was leaving. It was hilarious.
Oh, I mean,
I just
you made one
gave a
woman
little...
laugh. All it takes just like make one woman laugh, and then the rest of them, they're like lemmings, right? They will come, they will be curious to see what's going on there, and then they will all try to talk to you.
So, guys, this is Frame, and it's using a bit of game, and just everyday interactions in the convenience store is a great place because there are more interactions between people.
Mm-hmm.
It happens more frequently, and everybody goes in there. And if you don't care about the outcome, it's a good chance to practice just a little bit of discussion, engagement, interaction with people.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? You're in there for 5 minutes and you're gone. If it goes bad, hey, I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not stuck.
So true, so true. Yeah. Sometimes guys, like when I go to the grocery store, there is something that I can't reach, like this sparkling water that is always on the top shelf somewhere, and like guys who see me trying, even the shop assistants, like usually male, they are tall, like, do you need some help? I'm like, yes, please, and then like, of course, they reach it for me, to bring it down. But there are multiple ways even for women to start conversations, with the guys. Not that they are interested in these specific guys, but I mean, they could practice some communication skills. They say women are good at communication. I'm like, I haven't seen the proof of it. They really can't, like, yeah. I noticed that if guys help them, like in the store, women rarely say thank you. Like we were in the store, and we were asking a man where some technical things were. It was me and one other lady, and we asked him where it was, and he was like, oh, ladies, just go here, like up around this corner. And I say thank you, but then the other one just like, okay, like no gratitude, nothing, just at least be more grateful for like the information that you get, like it doesn't hurt you to say thank you. I mean, come on.
Who cares? Okay, if you're engaging with somebody, it didn't work. Or they're rude. Okay,
Oh well.
You learn. But here's the other thing. In our modern world, everybody spends their time online or texting or engaging on Facebook.
Yeah.
They are starving for common human interaction. So if you strike up a conversation, usually, I mean, approaching a cold approach is a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
So guys, don't bother if you're not adept at doing that. Just when you are already talking to somebody, make some additional comment, learn their name, and they so much appreciate it because they're starving for a little bit of, direct human interaction. It's welcome in most cases, not in all. But you hear these women like, oh, he looked at me. Oh, he was 30 feet away. And he said, excuse me, ma'am. And he started coming towards me and I was freaked out. Okay, that's what's happening. That's called, okay, there is no reason for the interaction.
Yeah.
Kind of like the old approach. She wasn't expecting it. And she freaked out. But if the interaction is already happening, then further interaction is actually welcome in most cases and limited to 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, especially like
All
if
right.
you are close by, sometimes when I see it, and it doesn't have to be just with men, it could be also with women. Like you have a question and the shop assistants are not around to help you out. You can ask somebody who's passing by and who looks like he or she knows what they are doing. You could ask them a question, about certain things.
So Steve is talking about something. We've talked about men. I'm going to circle back to women, bridging off what Steve said. What happens sometimes, or a lot of times, with these modern feminist run-through whores that say they can't find a good woman? They can't find a good man.
A good man.
Why are men avoiding them? Why can't they find one? Why have so many men checked out and are not dating? False accusations.
Yeah.
Men are terrified to sometimes approach a woman because their friends, their dad, their brother, it's everywhere. They've all been accused of something. They've lost their job because of stupid HR Karens. They've been perhaps thrown in jail, had to go to court, or just had, society, friend circles betray them, social groups betray them because of false accusations. Oh, he tapped me on the shoulder in a conversation. Well, that was unwanted physical contact. That's harassment.
Basically, don't touch women, don't talk to them. Joker did a video a while ago when it was actually funny. There was a sign in the UK when it's unwanted, then you shouldn't do it. So no catcalling, no asking for a phone number, no saying hi, none of those things. And it at least was big, just some common things that men used to do, like our society used to do when we interact, right? None of that is allowed when it's unwanted. And Joker was like, okay, I don't know which one is wanted, which one is unwanted. I'm out.
You don't know until it's too late.
Exactly.
I mean, you can read the room. You can read the room, but even then, it's not.
Why bother? I mean, why bother? We even make it so difficult. If a man approaches like, he's harassing me, a man leaves you a comment like, oh my gosh, he's a creep.
So men don't approach. They don't talk to women. Okay, guys, you won't get any skills in talking to a woman if you adopt that mindset.
Mhm.
And there can be two men, one with a little bit of banter skills, and one that is totally afraid of talking to women. They can approach that same woman. One will get a positive interaction, and the other one will get a negative interaction. So if you want a woman, you have to learn how to talk to women. Well, a woman just out and about has no reason to talk to you. That's a bad bet. Again, why? You strike up a little bit of banter with the woman in the convenience store because she's paid to interact with the customers. She's safe. She's not going to falsely accuse you for striking up a conversation. But you need the practice, even if you don't plan on approaching women, because maybe someday you'll actually have a woman that shows interest and you'll have to use some skills. So it's better to have the skills and know how to talk a little bit to a woman. Don't be afraid of them.
Well, I think most men they know how to talk to women. It's just they don't want women for a long-term relationship because, like Nick said previously, women have become so demanding and entitled, delusional, and expensive.
Oh, I know lots of men who don't know how to talk to women.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So, like, I'll give you an instance. This was a story from my little sister. It was a co-worker of that'd be my brother-in-law, worked at a little news TV station here. Um, her friend was there, his co-worker was there. They're striking up a conversation together, and you know, the girl thought the guy was somewhat decent. Okay. So the topic of a date came up and it's like, oh, I don't take women out on dates. Huh? I'm not gonna go take you out on a date. Here, you can come over and I'll have a frozen pizza. Okay, that's kind of weird, but the approach was there. But then he insisted he had this weird thing, like not only would he not take her on a date, like, okay, the girl's obviously interested in you, wants you to take him out on a date. Okay. That's one thing. It's not
Yeah.
just some random hookup, you
Yeah.
get on social media or some crap. But then, okay, frozen pizza, she overlooked that. But then, oh, well, we have to have wine to go with the pizza. So instead of her taking out on a date, probably spend $40, $50, you know, then they had to go to the wine store. And she was going to try to pick out, like, oh, sure, I'll buy the wine. Go, you bought the pizza, I'll buy the wine. She was even going that far. She was looking up like a $10, $20 wine. And then he threw a fit because it wasn't the right wine. And he wanted her to buy this only kind of wine that an Italian type guy like him has. I forgot the kind it was at Total Wine. They're at Total Wine. And he insisted she buy a $50 bottle of wine to go with the frozen pizza.
Yeah, that's okay. But again, how common is this? What you are
I don't know.
describing?
I just thought it was a real interesting story. Like, man,
Well, there are
guys are
some
really out.
picky men out there. Yeah, it's like yeah, but like again, statistically, it's not most men. Most men actually want to take women on dates. This is why women are griping on the internet that the men that who used to take women on dates, they no longer want to take them on expensive dates because it could be not just like that specific woman, but the surrounding and the experiences of other women around him that kind of impacted his worldview.
So then you say, well, yeah, I've had some bad experiences, so I don't take a woman on her first date. I suggest we just meet for coffee and talk for a while. I'll buy you the coffee, though.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's got that entitlement, well, if you don't think enough of me to take me out to blah, blah, blah and spend a whole bunch of money. Okay. Guys, in that case, you just saved yourself a big problem.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
So if she's not if she doesn't like you enough to say, oh, okay, I like you. Let's talk. Let's meet for coffee.
There was one girl. Okay, I have it written. I'm going to basically, I think it was with my Anita's notebook. Anita has a separate notebook, guys, with your shit. Hold on. Here. Okay. Okay. Oh, here you go. I called online dating quits after my final experience. It was online dating, and I matched with this guy, and he was well over in his 50s, his late 50s. And he asked me out for coffee. Oh, sir, I don't do coffee. I only do dinner dates. And he said, oh, well, I only do coffee dates. I don't do dinner dates. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I don't think we are a match because coffee dates, from my experience, and she's in her 30s, you know, like early 30s, 32 or something like that. 30 coffee dates, from my experience, are a waste of time. Most people get coffee and they want to rush back of work, which is reasonable because you are enjoying coffee sometime in the morning and you got to get back to work. And he goes, that's what I prefer. I say, that's awesome. You got to understand, you are in your 50s. I'm just in my early 30s. I'm not interested in going to coffee with an old man. He said, well, I'm not interested in going to coffee with a woman who doesn't have a career, etc. Okay, I think this is where he like strategically kind of failed, but let's keep listening here. So I make sure I just do coffee so I can fill you out, so that I can see that you have a career, you have your own thing going for you. And I said, okay, what is the benefit of me going to coffee with you when I can go to coffee with a man my age? And he goes, well, it's not about the money. And here he goes defensive. I mean, like, okay. I said, exactly, that's not about the money. So that's why I'd like to go to dinner. But we are clearly not a match. But thanks for your time. So she was trying to be polite to him, you know. He didn't stop there, she says. He proceeded to call me a gold digger because I wanted to go for dinner and my preference was dinner dates. Well, after explaining why I don't do coffee dates, and so I was polite, but at that point I just said, you know what? I'm taking the polite hat off. Sir, you are 58 years old. You want to date someone who is 32 years old. So wake up. No woman in her 30s wants to go to coffee with you. If you're broke, just say that. And he said, you know what? I'm not broke. And then he went on about how he had so much money. So you have so much money, but you want to save money on dates. And women, okay, you're so, okay, hold on. You have so much money, but you want to save on dates and women for coffee. For what purpose? He proceeded, well, I have certain standards for my woman. And I said, that's absolutely amazing. Maybe you should try dating a woman of your own age. It's almost over, guys. Go to coffee with a 58-year-old woman. Or you don't do it, sir, because you can't fool them. They are not going to go to coffee with you because it's a waste of time.
So a
What do
dinner
you
date's
think?
also a waste of time. See, this is about the date rather than getting to know the person.
Yeah.
So she was willing to go on a dinner date with a 58-year-old man.
Dinner, if it was dinner, yes,
Well,
she would go with
why
a
should she go just to coffee with a 58-year-old
Exactly.
man? Okay, so He didn't need to call her out as a gold digger, but she clearly was.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I agree with him there. Like there was sometimes like where he was like I wouldn't have said what he said, but yeah, in general, she didn't want to go to coffee with him.
Oh, you don't want to go on a coffee date. Okay, I understand.
Waffle House.
Do you reconsider if I buy you a muffin?
The Waffle House.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
That's George Bruno's thing. He says,
Oh
"Waffle."
yeah, you just change it up. Just have the frame. Oh, okay. How about a Waffle House date?
But it's
Yeah,
not
that's good.
romantic. Well, why would you want to waste your romanticism on a woman you don't even really know?
Well, exactly. That was the point of this older guy, you know, who said that. But I don't know you. Why should I invest any money into you?
Right.
And the women, they
Right.
don't. They are so used to this princess treatment that they get from younger men who don't know any better, because younger men are more likely to take these women on expensive dates, right? Because
Yep.
they
I've done
don't.
it. Yep.
E-
I've done
exactly.
it.
I think all men at some point they've done that. And instead of getting to know the person, which coffee dates are actually pretty awesome. I mean, I don't see the problem with them, you know.
There's
And
nothing wrong with it.
you know, and it doesn't actually oblige a woman. It's a safe way. Like you don't owe him anything, because dinner implies okay. With dinner, you have to be very careful, especially if it's the person that you don't know. But before I met my husband, I did go out on a couple of coffee dates. I didn't, there was nothing serious there. And it was in the morning. Save time for me to go out to know the person, to talk about stuff, you know? And yeah, it could be short, it could be a little longer if you liked each other's company, but yeah, it doesn't oblige you with anything. But they want dinner because they want to see from the first go, they want to see how much money a man is willing to invest into them. It's not about getting to know the person, it's about how much money they can squeeze. And
Right.
in the feminist
You're
mindset,
making,
like go ahead.
again, a date is about getting to know the person. When you throw all this money around, look, if you want to do a dinner date and that's what's your thing, not saying you can't do it. I just don't think it's a great idea. But for some people it works, some people it doesn't. But the whole point is a date's to get to know a person, not milk them and have all these high expectations.
Okay, so does a good man, is he a good man if he's just flashing his money and he wants to buy your affection? Or is he a good man if he says, nah, I'm not going down that road. If you like me, come in, let's talk. So the woman who says, I have this rule, I only do dinner dates. And the good man who says, I don't blow a lot of money on random women. I like to get to know them.
Yeah.
So the woman who limits herself to dinner dates, is she likely to find a good man?
No. She'll find a man she can use. And she will probably not have the tingles for him. Again, notice the woman's age. She's in the epiphany security phase. She's looking to settle down with a man that enters her frame. She can have kids and resources. She's not entering his frame. She has her own thing that she wants, and a man is just an accessory or an ATM for her lifestyle.
Yeah.
So again, back to what is she choosing of the three? He's 58. She's not choosing handsome. But she will expect that man to be rich and faithful. Now that guy might be a handsome older guy, and if he's rich, he's probably got those two. But if he's out there, he may not be faithful. And then she's going to say, he's not a good man. Well, you know what? You better figure out which two things you want. And if faithful is important to you, don't be setting your standards so high that the guy also has to be rich.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So why can't they find a good man? I got another one. Oh, men are becoming more aware of female nature.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They are more aware that the women are very promiscuous, run through 304s. They're aware of all the stories that they've had where their friends and family members have gone through betrayal. They've gone through the false accusations. They've seen what happens when you wife up one of these, and they've seen many generations of family court and divorce courts where their kids are taken from the father, raised to be many times pieces of crap, and the guy is just absolutely bled through the nose for money.
Yeah.
Return on investment? How about 50% chance of destruction?
You know what he's afraid of, Nick?
What's that?
Bohica.
What's Bohica?
Bend over. Here it comes again.
Ooh.
It's like I don't blame men for not wanting to deal with women. If I were a man, I probably wouldn't want to deal with them either. Just to be safe, you know. I mean, yeah, you could talk,
Hey.
you could learn how to do that banter, you know, so that humans are social creatures, right? We need that social interaction. But in terms of like committing to a woman, no. Yeah,
Hey,
like
I completely understand that, Elena, because you're a woman and you don't want to deal with other women.
well, I know, but like still.
Hey, you're not on Team Woman, and they desperately want you back on their team.
Oh, they probably they've given up on me, guys. I'm a lost cause for them, you know. Yeah, they don't
Today.
even. Yeah, I don't think they. Yeah, I don't think they want me in their lawn house. Yeah, I'm not useful. I'm not. You know. I've positioned myself that okay, if they welcome me back, it's like they will be the ones who will be crying, and they don't want that. So I got blocked. I got blocked by quite a few content creators, a few fitness instructors, maybe a couple of musicians will also block me. There is one young girl. Oh my goodness! It's sad to see what happens to her. She is in her teens. She used to do very good violin content. She would be playing the violin really well, and she would be dancing. And she was wearing some like cute dresses, you know, pretty modest dresses. And then recently, I've seen the shift. Like maybe she was dumped by a boyfriend or something happened there, you know. And she's changing her content. She's no longer posting the violin videos. She's posting this stupid delusional entitled advice to girls, and then she's complaining that she gets this attention, unwanted, unimproved attention from like honeydews on the internet, right? I tell her that, like, look, it's the content. Like I see the shift. If I can see it, like I'm sure other men can see it too, you know. And then there were a bunch of sisters who came into her defense that she's just a girl. She wants to make this page safe for other young girls. Well, first of all, internet is not safe for young
Well,
girls and for women in general, ladies. So knock it off. Don't share your like feelings there. It's not a safe place. But I don't know, something is going on there, and she might have been dumped by a boyfriend, to which I told her, like, don't fuck around, you know, like just focus. Like, she's young, you know, like she's in her teens, like 16 years old, somebody told me. And like when I was 16, I didn't think about dating, because I knew deep inside, it's like, what kind of dating are we talking about at 16 years old? The only kind of dating I saw in the movies, that girls get knocked up. That's it. You know, like there is nothing good comes out of this dating.
you had a strong father figure in the picture.
I did, yes. He made sure that he didn't tell me to watch those movies directly. Oh, Elena, you should watch about syphilis. You should watch about STDs. You should watch about unwanted pregnancies. But there were so many movies just floating around that I could come and like see. Okay, unwanted pregnancy here. You know, I don't want that. So I'm not spreading my legs, you know, because the safest way not to get knocked up is not to have sex, especially when you are in your teens.
It's pretty much foolproof.
Well, I'll tell you, like every guy, once they start hitting 13, 14, man, that's all they think about.
I know. Well, this is why we have the Playboy magazines, right? I mean, come on, guys, you know? Like, yeah, some women, sure, they will. I remember I had a classmate long time ago. She got knocked up at 15, 16 years old. Then she had to stay off school because she would be embarrassed even back then when I was in school, you know? It wasn't even that long time ago. And yeah, she had to quit her studies. She had to finish it somehow, you know, like later, because she was giving birth. And yeah, at the age of 26, she had a 10-year-old child. And yeah, now she's a single mom, of course. So, because like, what do we expect? Like, you are dating at 16 years old. Boys don't think about commitment. They only want to fuck. Right? I mean, the hormones, I get it. Girls also want to fuck, but at the same time, like consequences to your own actions.
Well, here's the problem. A woman who doesn't have a father in her life, or doesn't have a dominant father, is missing that masculine love. She's going to go out. She doesn't know it, realize it, but she wants the love of a man. Well, she's going to use her assets to get it.
Mm-hmm.
The other woman, young girl, who's raised by a dominant father, that father knows how young men think.
Yeah.
Because he was a young man once.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows what can happen. And he knows what young men are after. And so he has to impose those guidelines to prevent that from happening. But if he's dominant, she's receiving the love of a good man. So now she's less susceptible to spreading her legs, to seeking the love of random men.
Yeah. My dad, I remember we were going on a trip with my classmates to St. Petersburg. It was a common thing to do towards the graduation. A lot of schools arranged that trip. And then he told me one thing, which was, I was so, like, I didn't even date anyone. Like, I was mostly focusing on studying and everything. And he told me, don't you dare to get pregnant. And I was like, Dad, you know, like, I'm like, no, I'm telling you that if you do, like, you are out of my house, you know, and like something like that. He wasn't mean about it. He just said that if you do that, the consequences are coming for you, you know. And I was so careful. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even. I know that my classmates, they hang out, you know, like they go on this late dinners, like with alcohol. And I was in my 15s, I think, back then. And it's like, no, I need to go to bed early and I need to sleep and blah, 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 I stayed out of it. I was like, oh gosh, his words are still in my head.
So where are those women now?
On
What's
the streets.
their life?
On the streets.
No, compare their okay. Yeah, okay. Compare what their lives are now to your life now. Who's got the better life now?
Oh, but women don't see it. I mean, this is why if you want to impose consequences on them, they have to be immediate, not like 20 years after. Yeah, I understand your point,
I'm
Steve.
not talking about.
Yeah.
No, women cannot understand this. But my point is, they didn't have the consequences imposed on them and warned, and so they behave differently. 20 years later, the outcome of their lives will be different. Yeah. Now, you can't expect women to equate what's going to happen 20 years if I do this today. Not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
That's why you need a father to lay down the law and say, nope, you're not doing
that. Yeah, not doing
that.
that.
And if you do, here's the consequences.
Yeah. I wonder if that Violin girl, she probably doesn't have a dominant masculine father or stepdad, whatever situation they have there. I don't know her that closely. I just really enjoyed how she was playing, and I was concerned. But then people on her page, they called me all sorts of names, that I'm a creep, that I think that, for like calling out her own actions. As like you get the attention that you are asking for. What do you expect men to do?
Well, Shaw mentioned something about the dowry. Okay, I'm going to go back in history. So, yeah, there were suitors. There's all sorts of things back in the day, but the family was involved in arranging marriages. Maybe it wasn't a total arranged marriage. Maybe a guy that the family knew, and it maybe a few different guys, and there are a few different girls around, but one guy that the family knew and their families knew each other usually had an interest in the daughter that still lived at home under the authority of the father. And the two of them hit it off. Okay? There were guardrails, there were consequences, and the families vetted each other and the particular person. The families kept the family together. And if the woman left, the family generally didn't have the woman's back, nor were there, nor could the man get alphaed by the state, where, oh, well, I changed my mind, and I'm going to take this guy through a ringer and take half his crap and the kids and basically make him a pauper perhaps the rest of his life for being a good man because you didn't have the tingles anymore. Okay, so back then they had a process. Wasn't perfect, had its pitfalls. Yeah, people still engaged in fornication. It was a bit covered up, but the family was watching over generally. And they generally had stable families.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Nick, what group is still doing that?
Amish. I don't know.
Muslims.
Muslims.
I was looking for a different answer. The upper class, the elite class, they still practice that. Not exclusively, but they look at, okay, I'm going to screen who my son is marrying. He's not going to marry some floozy from some poor down and out family. If he chooses to do that, he's cut off. He's out there. He can do whatever the hell he wants, but he's not getting part of my money. And it's not going to some floozy who's going to wife him up and then divorce him. Nope.
It's kind of what
And-
happened to Prince Harry and Meghan. The moment he chose
Right.
her, the family was like, okay, whatever. We don't really like
And-
her, right?
Do you remember that private investigator that Pearl interviewed? He said, yeah, rich fathers have hired me to do an investigation on their son's girlfriend or fiance to find out what she's really done, what's going on. They practice due diligence. And it's usually the father who imposes it on his son or daughter. It's still done today. Why don't average people do this? Why don't the religious people do this? They should. It's a father's job. It's his duty.
Yeah.
And so fathers, that's what I'm saying, have largely been emasculated. And oh, honey, just do what's in your heart. I'll support you whatever you do.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually not looking out for their daughters.
They're not. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll blame fathers, absent fathers, and fathers that have a presence, but they're not really
Masculine or
practicing.
dominant. Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
So where are all the good men at? Well, they're probably taken or don't exist according to modern women's standards. They've been led by their own women. Have people will say, well, we've been led this way, but you did it. You still have agency. You've taken these actions. You're at fault for your own actions, and those actions have consequences.
There is a question in the comment section here.
Yeah.
If males are, let me bring it up here. If males are supposed to be the leaders, where have we been led?
You've been led to think that you need to find your perfect relationship and you get to invent and figure out how you're going to run your exclusive relationship. Let me tell you, your head's up your ass if you believe that. I'm not directing it at this person. Don't reinvent the wheel. The traditional relationship is the right kind of relationship. You don't get to say, well, yeah, we're going to kind of have a more equal relationship where we each get to decide for each other and have consensus. No. Failure.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're going to have a female-led relationship where she's going to work and the man's going to be a stay-at-home dad. No. Don't try and form your own reality. Go back to the traditional because it's worked for thousands of years. So where are we being led? We're being led to make I can reinvent any lifestyle I want. Yeah, good luck. It's gonna fail.
Yeah. I wanted to share with you guys a video where a woman basically castrated her man, and then she admitted that they were in the process of breakup. I'll just watch it. It's a quick one, okay? 1 second. Let me share it with you. Okay. So here's this lady.
If you've seen this video or parts of this video going around and maybe you're curious on what is actually going on in my marriage and my relationship, then I want to like clear the air on a couple things. I posted this video on TikTok last week, maybe. Zero expectations of it blowing up like it has, and having millions of people see it, and having people like 20, 30,000 people comment, and people stitching it and only taking parts of what I said and then kind of like going off on that. And first off, I'm not complaining about people seeing and commenting on it, because I realize that I put it out to the internet. And so whatever, if the internet wants to do what they do, then that's fine. But I do want my friends and family and people who know me to know what's going on, because we have been getting a lot of messages from people saying like, did you see this video? Which it's wild to me now that people are taking it and posting it on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, and like using it basically to their own advantage to like basically get views and stuff for themselves, which whatever. My intention for the video was to get advice and help on me and Ryan's relationship, and get advice from people who have been in similar situations. And we have gotten that. Like, it has been really, really good as far as that goes. And it started off really good. Like, so many people sending helpful advice, personal experiences. I have had over 500 people now message me saying that they feel like they super similar in their relationship as I do, and giving me good advice, or people saying like, this was me 10 years ago and I decided to stay and work it out, and now my marriage is the best it's ever been. So those comments have been super, super helpful. There's also been a lot of people that are bashing on me and for me posting on the internet and for having the feelings that I feel. And let me just tell you that I'm not going to apologize for sharing my feelings or say that my feelings were wrong or not right, because I know how I feel. And you can't tell me that what I was feeling is not true, if that makes sense. And second, yes, Ryan knows about the video and knows that I posted it, and he is grateful that I did, because honestly, it's opened up a lot of conversations between us, better communication for us. Again, we've received lots of good advice. And so those are like the two main things I wanted to cover, but we are not getting a divorce. In the video, I mentioned that I had asked for a divorce 6 months ago, and I was having just a mental breakdown, and basically trying to explain why. Like, our relationship and our connection has just felt like it's maybe missing something, whether that's fully on my part or not. That is where the issue was. And Ryan would be the first one to admit that we have had this conversation come up, like through our marriage, of our different love languages and trying to show each other love. And I just don't feel like it's ever fully connected between us or worked. And I think that that's pretty common in marriages. We are celebrating our 10-year anniversary, and like in the past 5 years, we've had, 3 kids. We've changed roles as far as who's working, who's not. We've built a house. We've moved into our house. Like, we've had a lot of things going on. And I've had a lot of things going on as a woman, as far as giving birth and having postpartum and breastfeeding and stopping breastfeeding. Like, there's been a lot of things going on to where it can make marriage hard, and it can make having a connection with your spouse hard. And that was the ultimate goal of the video, was just to try to find advice or ways to better our connection. And obviously I know that I could Google it, or I could go to a therapist. But my intention is I've been on TikTok for a long time, and I know that there are women out there who have gone through something similar and might have actual personal experience that they are willing to share. And they did. And it was amazing. And we've had amazing advice that has helped me want to just try harder and improve our relationship. And so that's kind of where that all came from. I think a lot of things that I said in the video are, for lack of a better word, triggering for people to say that Ryan is perfect, but I still was having a hard time. And honestly, a lot of women struggle with that. They are married to the good guy, the really good dad, the guy who is, would never do anything wrong. Yet maybe he's not putting in the effort into the relationship or in the ways that the wife needs, right? And so everyone can get mad all they want because I said that Ryan was perfect, but obviously my intention of that video was not to get on and bash him and like pull all of his weaknesses to the surface. I was focusing on mine, and that's why I'm getting so harshly judged, which is totally fine. I also mentioned that like I don't even know who I am, and so for me to ask him to love me for who I am, or feeling like I can't be myself around him, and I think that just comes with like me trying to navigate the different stages of my life. And when I say I don't know who I am, it's not an excuse to do whatever I want. It's just saying that I am trying to discover who I am. And I think every woman is all the time. I don't think we ever get to a point where we say like, oh, I know exactly who I am. Like it just doesn't get that way. And we're always going to be looking for ways to overcome hardships in life and like find happiness and joy. So I don't know. It's gotten like way out of hand, which again, whatever, the internet's going to do what it's going to do. But I did just want to come and talk like on here and talk to my family and friends and kind of explain, because everybody's been, I don't know, not everybody, but a lot of people have messaged us and said like, do you know that this video is being talked about? And yes, I do. But I also don't care to listen to what they have to say, especially when I can tell that it's just going to be in a negative light. Like I don't need to hear that. And you probably shouldn't watch it either. If someone's bashing my friend on a video, I'm probably not going to watch, but I will leave that up to you. And that's about it. That's all I have to say for today. Thank you to all of my friends and family who have reached out and said nice things and expressed like understanding. And we have a really good support team of family and friends. So that's all. Get advice.
Okay.
Elena, she is so damn many words. She's all over the place. Could you please summarize and tell me what was the point?
Oh, this specific video or like the other ones? Because I did watch the other ones.
Specific video. What was her point?
Well, it's not. I publicly humiliated my husband by announcing divorce. Now I'll play him and see what else I can get out of him. And I ask you for advice. And as long as that advice agrees with what I already know, I'm willing to listen. But I'm not going to listen to anything that disagrees with my beliefs. That's what I got out of it.
Echo chamber of attention and no consequences.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And she wants to have a say in finding the solution. But she doesn't even know. She doesn't even know who she is. Therefore, she doesn't know what she wants. She feels this, she feels that, but she doesn't know who she is. You want to share, guys, do you want to share leadership with a woman like that? She was talking in circles the whole time. You just got to lead her and say, okay, woman, here's your place. I love you.
Look,
you stay in this place. Here's the boundaries. I'm in charge. You do this.
Well, how can they do that if she's the boss babe and he's a stay-at-home mom? I mean, dad.
Yeah.
And she said they tried that. They tried, oh, I was the wage earner and he was at home and then he was the wage. Okay, get your shit straight. You're floundering all over the place trying to reinvent the relationship that works for you. Just use the traditional model.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean natural law, the natural order? Oh, maybe everybody's so confused and don't know who the hell they are because they have embraced chaos. The natural order is father rule. Men run family, church, and government. Yeah. Men can say things very succinctly. Men are designed for rule. Women are not.
Mm-hmm.
Men have that psychological and physical makeup given to
You know
them
what?
by design, and women do not.
I did write a comment there. She must have removed it because I think that's the video that I shared with you guys on my Instagram stories, and I still have a picture of it, and I'm sure you can find it in my Instagram stories, where I hope that it's still there. If not, then I'll repost it. I did share it on Twitter as well. I think you can find what I left here there as well. But she removed it from her comments. This is why I was checking to see if my comment is still there. I basically told her that, like, look, she, metaphorically speaking, castrated her men. They didn't live according to the hierarchy, right? They inverted the hierarchy. And then what did they exactly expect was going to happen? So, yeah.
Oh, where are all the good men at? Well, some men. What's the statistics? Like 60. What was the statistic?
Oh, okay,
Elena?
let me share with you here. 63% of men. Here, let's do this, guys. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share the screen with you here. According to the Pew Review, here, Pew Research Center reports that 63% of young men ages from 18 to 29 are single, compared to 34% of young women. This means that there are nearly twice as many single young men as there are single young women. And then,
how is that possible? If there's approximately 50% men, 50% women, how can there be more single men than single women?
let me open the study.
Nick, you can answer that.
Oh, I mean, they keep swiping right on the top 10% or 20% or top 3%. And then they have a situationship where they think that they're not single and they're sharing a man.
Mm-hmm.
That would mean that on average, 30% of men are sharing or having two situationships, and each woman thinks they might be exclusive, but no, these top guys are getting more than one woman because they're the kind of guy that attracts women. So women are looking for the wrong things in a good man. Okay. Change what you're looking for, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Redefine what
No, they just, how dare you say that? They deserve everything, don't they? Why should they ever settle? That's the thing. That's why a lot of guys, I also would say, look, if she doesn't have genuine burning desire for you, you don't want to be the guy she settles for, because in her head, a lot of these women will say, no, I deserve this 0.2% or maybe 1%, I'll be an even nice type of man that to marry and settle down with. She will
Nick.
never be happy.
Okay. Let's say you have a list of 5 criteria for a woman that you want,
Okay.
and you get 4 of them.
Okay.
So the man's going to say, wow, damn.
It's not too bad. That's not
Great.
too bad at all.
I got 80% of what I wanted. Damn, I think I'll do this. A woman.
And it's usually a short list for guys, too.
Right. A woman has a list of 10, and the guy is a phenomenal guy. And he only has 8 of the 10. So she's got 80% of what she wants. But she says, oh, man, I don't know if I want to settle for this guy who's only got 80%, 8 of 10.
I want the remaining 20. So I lose the what I have, right? The 80% in pursuit
Because I
of
don't,
that
I can't get the
remaining
guy
20.
with everything. So, given the
Ah,
same criteria, 80% of what you want, the woman will settle and the man will celebrate.
yeah.
Oh, but the woman will settle in her 30s when she wants to start popping out kids. But that genuine burning desire won't be there. She'll have that nagging feeling a lot of times, and she'll revert back to her. She'll get that itch. She'll get the itch, right? She's got to be true to herself. Find out who she is, like the video with that lady. Oh,
Mhm.
and she'll start scratching that itch. And the guy has also probably have a dead bedroom.
Oh yeah.
And then that good man that she settled for, right? She's gonna take him to the cleaners.
Mhm.
So, does she need that newfangled drug to figure out who she is? Have you heard of this drug?
Go on a spiritual journey,
The
traveling
dopamine,
the world.
the
No,
dopamine hit.
this drug is called morcoxiner.
Oh,
Oh.
no! What was that? She needs to go back to McFling's.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was so funny.
And
He's
there's
like,
a
man,
similar
I
drug.
haven't seen you here in 5 years. But then she starts going back every month, every couple months, every 3 months. The guy's like, man,
Asking for the usual menu, right?
yeah.
Oh, hey, by the way, there's a similar drug for women who've been in lesbian relationships and it's just not worked. It's called tricoxagon.
That's amazing, Steve.
Oh, so where are all the good men at? Well, they're probably there in your 20s where you just wanted to have your fun, and all the good women
Hmm.
that probably had a good father got taken.
Yeah. So what are your
Oh,
options? What are you left with? It's like, okay, 63% of men who choose to be single, right? Like when you look objectively what options you have left with, what's on the menu for you? Yeah.
hey, you could have had filet mignon in in your 20s, but now you're just getting hamburger steak.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you might get a guy. He says, look, will it make you happy if I still call it filet mignon, even though it's still hamburger steak?
But they will pay the price of they will pay the price of a filet mignon for the hamburgers
Guys won't.
steak.
Yeah,
Right?
that was that article I shared
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
an old blog post from
Mhm.
Solomon 2. This is like 2009 or earlier.
Mhm.
There were a lot of just brilliant guys out there, not necessarily moral or principled, but there
Mhm.
was excellent writing, which was funny as hell and on target. But
Yeah.
you know,
I kind of miss those articles because now, like, people don't even write. I mean, I guess there are a couple of decent writers out there, but uh, it doesn't have the same. How would you call it? Like spice, or even like the parodies or like whatever connections they try to make, it's just so flat, you know, like the content that is out there, like the writing that I see, and I read quite a few articles, and it's just all
Yeah, the name of this article, maybe you can find it. I still found it out there. You might have to search. It's called Meat Market Economics by Solomon II.
economics. Awesome.
Okay. And now these women, you know, they're growing up in their late 20s, probably 30s, 40s. Okay. Where are all the good men at? All the guys my age are dating younger women. Oh, they're just bad men. Or why would a man do that? Okay, the younger a woman is, chances are feminism has not been built into her system. She's still feminine. She's not as indoctrinated over the years by experiences in her career. And the longer the woman is out there on the market, do her expectations get generally lower or higher of what she really wants?
Higher.
Higher. Exactly. Even though she might settle for a little bit in her 30s, then she'll kick the guy to the curb. But that boss babe feminism and her expectations, she drinks in the milk of all the HR Karens and all that bull crap. Why would a guy want to be with that?
Yeah.
Most guys want to get their dick wet. I get that. But a lot of guys too, sometimes it's the same guy. They really just want a pleasant woman, respect, sexual variety, and peace. Just a good woman to be left alone by the effing world and have a family and kids. But as we all know, it's not on the menu, according to Aaron Clary. It's not on the menu.
Nick, also, it's not just the older women get, the more delusional and entitled they become. It starts, this attitude, guys. I don't like sharing kids' content here, but it's somebody else who shared that post, so I'm going to share like somebody else who posted it, just to show to you that this kind of toxic attitude, it starts very, very, very early, without the dominant father figure in the family. When the mother is presiding, okay, I just want to show you the example. So here is the girl. We talked about her before, so watch this.
I am not a princess. I don't need a prince to save me. I'm queen. I can handle it myself. I am not a princess.
Like, check the comments here. Like, you see, like, oh wow, like so many hearts. Look at that, like a bunch of sims, and she has over 2 million followers. This is just to show to you that the attitude that we are talking about, it forms by the age of 6, and she's already 7. So technically, she will have the mindset of a whore, you know?
Let me ask you this, Nick. I'm 62. I'm an old guy. Not as fat as many, but not super fit. Not rich. I am who I am. Opinionated. I've kind of developed I don't give a shit attitude. So should I mean, I could probably date women my age, but I can date women 10, 15 years younger who still might be interested in me. And as a man, younger equals hotter.
Yep.
So a 63-year-old woman, she's not as hot as a 48-year-old woman.
True.
But the amount of delusions and entitlement that you'll have to deal with is probably going to be the same at that point.
Maybe higher with the older woman.
With the older woman, yeah, that
she
makes.
Still think she's got it. So hey, given a choice, why the hell would I not go younger?
Yeah,
But
I
Okay,
understand.
but
I understand. Yeah.
it's the same
hey,
story for Nick. When you're, upper 30s, 40 years old, you could
I
you
can
could, you could find a 40-year-old woman, or you can easily get a 32-year-old, a 30-year-old woman.
Hmm.
Why the hell would you, since you can, why the hell not go younger?
Oh, and this is what really pisses off some of the women. You just want to marry somebody with not the same mental maturity as somebody your age. You're so childish. Well, guess what? We don't give up.
Mental maturity.
Oh, you mean why would I take the harpy where I can get somebody who's probably less of a harpy?
Yeah.
Oh, mental maturity, my ass. I want peace. Hey,
Well,
and she's hotter too.
the problem is I see like some younger women. Guys, there are some younger women who say the socially acceptable things, how men are kings, men are awesome, women are bad, and they don't actually criticize women as much, but like they really, really praise men. Semi-naked clothes in their 20s, okay, they still believe that they are young. They are doing it for clout purposes only. They don't actually want to settle down with one man, you know?
Or no, but it could be clout, or they think that they're going to have a wide swath of men from them to choose from.
Yes.
There you go.
Mhm. So yeah, they are doing it for attention for sure, from maybe higher value men, higher quality men,
Mhm.
so that they can choose one from later in their later years. But then like that, it's so tempting for women to set aside, their settling down and delay it for as long as they can, and then by the time they realize that, oh, it's time for me to settle down now, um, she drinks her own Kool-Aid. She becomes toxic and like even more delusional, more entitled, with more clout and independence, because clout is associated with independence from one man. So why would she want to commit to one man at that point when she is so independent? It's like they don't connect. There was one girl who actually called me an old spinster or some of that kind, and when I just told her that, like, look, you are just whoring around here, saying all of these socially acceptable things to get more attention, instead of actually following your own advice. Like you say all of these right things, but you don't behave accordingly. So I did call her out a few times. I called her like lipstick on a pig and undercover whore, basically. And she says, well,
Oh,
I'm still young, I can still play around. It's like, unlike you, she had to, put me down, of course. I can still pull it off, and I'm not in a rush to settle down. I'm like, well, yeah, I'll see you in 10, 15 years.
uh-huh. The checks don't bounce immediately. It takes
I
time.
know, right? They don't connect with it, like you try to warn them, you try to tell them, and like, look,
It,
I don't
it
hate on women, but
it's a
like,
credit card.
mm-hmm.
It's like a credit card. Oh,
There is no amount of education and logic and teaching that you can give women to change their behavior.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. It has to be imposed on them
Yeah, it does.
by one man. And that's the father. That's the only solution.
Mm-hmm. So even if they have the father, most fathers have failed because they are not imposing any consequences, boundaries, and restraint on their wives and on their daughters.
Yeah, he's using two words where one is what he should use. He uses the words "yes, dear"
Uh,
instead of "no."
yeah. For both of them. Yeah, I see a lot of girls, even if they have the father, it's just so sad how the father has no say. And you know he has no say based on how she behaves, how she allows herself to behave publicly. You know?
Yep. Fatigue. After a while, men get tired.
Hmm.
They see this crap. It's all over social media. Women can't hide their nature as much as they used to. They've had generations of broken up families. They've had to live through, a lot of men live through being passed over for DEI. For somebody that does a lesser job for less money, probably H-1B, or the same job, same money with less experience, less qualifications, just because they have a box or a different color. Look, guys are tired. Why are all the good men at? They either have a wife, or they've been passed over, or they're tired. Fatigue.
Hmm.
And they say, you know what? This ain't worth it. I'm just going to do my own thing.
Yeah.
I'm not really, they're going to say, I'm not really in the business of entertaining any women. I have my own crap I like to do, my own mission, and I ain't looking. And so they're not going to come across these men that have their crap together, but they're just too tired to freaking care.
Yeah.
Or
So, if a woman comes along and says, "Hey, I want to join your adventure and be a helpmate. Can I come along? You can still do your thing. Can I come along?" Instead of saying, "Oh, you need to change your whole focus on life and make it about me."
Hmm.
Which woman is the man more likely to consider? The
The first,
modern man.
the first one.
hey, we got something in the comments about age difference.
10 years is the max age difference. Okay.
Any more
Okay.
simply unethical. I don't care. I don't care. By
Yeah.
what standard should I care? I have ethics. Most don't. It's just arbitrary social understanding. I don't care.
10 years is more socially acceptable. But if I find a woman that I'm interested in that's 13 years younger than me,
Yep.
yeah, fuck you. I'm going for it. Right now, I'm single.
Yeah.
I don't put up with this artificial ethics stuff.
Exactly. It's called frame. We don't care. We don't bow to women's social ethics.
Yeah.
People can freak out. They can shriek, call us toxic, or whatever the hell we want. Whatever. I don't care. Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say this. You know what? A 45-year-old woman, I'm not interested in the least. Because, okay, she's young, she's fertile, she wants to have kids. There's a whole bunch of drama and a whole mindset dealing with that. I'm too old. I don't want to deal with that. So, okay, there's a limit to what I'm willing to do as far as age difference.
Yeah. Yeah. You
But
probably
10 years-
wouldn't go for a 20-year-old, like, right, Steve?
right. I'm not going to date a woman half my age.
Yeah.
Nope. Comes with too much too much differences.
Yeah. Women don't mind dating older men. I mean, they really don't, especially if it's the man that they want and the resources that he provides for her. If she wants to have kids, right, she's likely to go for an older man who has it all sorted out, who has a lifestyle. Like red pill guys say, women marry a lifestyle, right?
Yep.
So yeah, women don't see a problem with it. Like if you want to convince men to not date younger women, then talk to women and tell them, ladies, you shouldn't be looking at the men twice as your age. You know, like go date somebody within like 5-year difference. Because when you're only imposing standards on men, like what kinds of women a man should date, like women control access to sex after all, right? Women date these older guys. They find them attractive. So yeah, I mean, talk to women. Tell them that they should have some morals, but good luck with that.
Well, they do, but they don't care.
Yeah.
Hey, they do on
Good luck with
paper.
that.
There's what they say and there's what they do. Two different things.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Y'all
Well,
have
we
any
should
more
bring this
thoughts?
to a close, Elena.
Well, do you have it looks like you have a long list there, Nick.
I already went through pretty much all of them.
All of them?
Yeah, I went through them all. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, interesting conversation today, guys. I have so many articles planned out that I need to finish. I started writing 2 of them and I haven't finished because I was distracted with my Anita series. Everything takes a lot of time, guys. If you actually think about it and do the quality work, it takes a lot of time. Anyway, I hope that you enjoy today's session. Thank you, Nick.
Before we leave, for any of you viewers that have not watched Elena's shorts, the Anita series, it's kind of like a mini soap opera drama. There's a story there in 3-minute clips, making a parody of modern women, but it's a lot of that is about reality, and you can laugh along with it. I encourage you to go watch because it is good entertainment.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. Thank you guys so much for liking them because they take a lot of time. And what I found a little bit frustrating the other day that I posted the one where her heart was broken and, you know, her boyfriend. I'm not going to do the spoiler here. You need to watch it, right? And then it got so many dislikes. Like people really don't want to hear, you know, even if you present it in a funny way, like an easy going way, it's really hard to. It's hard to tell people the truth because you don't know how people are going to react. It doesn't matter the format, how you say it. You can say it in a funny, easy way. You can say it seriously. People are going to shoot the messenger. So,
Why? Why did they do that?
Oh, here we go.
Women have this fantasy of the good guy. She got the good guy, rich, handsome, faithful. Oh, he wasn't faithful. Oh,
I know, right?
rain on her parade. I don't like this outcome. Therefore, I'm going to dislike the video. That doesn't mean they won't tune in to see what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dislike for pointing out the outcome. It's not a dislike for you doing it.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It plays out as the algorithm. Every time you dislike it, guys, the algorithm suppresses. It doesn't promote it, so fewer people are going to watch it. You know, it does in the end impact like the visibility.
right.
You know, because it's like
Steve.
even if you don't like the outcome, like look, I don't like the outcome for her either, but this is the reality, right? That we are showing here. So like the truth.
We have a phrase that we use on our show, The Resurgence of Sanity. Please like, share, subscribe to The Resurgence of
Yes.
Sanity. Find us on
Mhm.
YouTube. Steve has this thing he likes to say about awareness of the nature and behavior of women. What's the problem?
The descriptors are the problem. But a man can still embrace the truth. The red pill truth of the nature of women. And knowing that, he can still love a woman. And in fact, he can love her better. Instead of just loving the illusion of how he projects that she's this wonderful, pure, blah, blah, blah. You can have a realistic view of women and still love them. Love a woman. I really don't care about most women. Yeah, they're friends. If they're not friends or acquaintances, I don't care about what they do. Go ahead, do whatever you want. You know what? A man is designed to love one woman and do it well. So, in my mind, ladies, find a man who will love you and lead you and say no to you. He's a good man for you.
Well, women are also designed to be with one man only. Right?
Ordinarily. That's the ideal. That's how it was in creation. Jesus has one bride. No.
Adam had one wife.
Yeah. Wow. Well, guys, we are going to come to an end here. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell us what you think. I always forget to mention that because we kind of dive straight into the conversation. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell us what you think about the topics. Leave your comments. We appreciate your feedback. And join us for interesting activities here. I'm going to share the schedule with you really quickly. If you're new here, on Saturdays, we do these deep dive conversations with the Resurgence of Sanity guys at 9:15 a.m. Pacific. Then from Mondays to Fridays and Sundays, join me for regular workouts. Join me on Sundays at 11:15 a.m. Pacific for my piano practice. Request some songs for me to work on. And then on Wednesdays, like guys mentioned, join them on the Resurgence of Sanity YouTube channel at 5:45 p.m. Pacific. Okay. And if you want to stay fit and healthy, I recommend you to sign up for the cross-training fitness program on Udemy. I have more fitness workouts for you on Patreon. And then please go subscribe to my Substack, where I occasionally write the summary of our interesting discussions here. And leave me some comments that tell me what you think about the topics, okay? And this is pretty much it, guys. Any final thoughts? No, that's it. Okay, guys, we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Elena's Barre, Elena's Barre, the best place on the internet, the very best by far.